All set? Okay, it's October 3rd. This is a meeting of the Capital Improvement Committee. It's 6:02, and first order of agendas, Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, just the chairman's note at the top there.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody that this meeting is being recorded. All right, next on the agenda, fiscal year 2025 capital projects. If there's no objection, I'd like to take these just out of order that's listed here and go with the playground, if we could. Any objection to that? All right. So everybody should have the breakdown of all the items listed in the playground on this sheet right here. Hopefully. With a total, should have a kind of the design on it. Beautiful little pictures there. I don't see the big 30-foot metal slide there, Mr. Ruda.
The big
30-foot metal slide that we used to go down?
well, I'm sure we can resurrect that if it really comes to that cost-saving measure.
All right, I'm going to have Ms. Canoia come up and talk a little bit about the project and anything she wants to add to it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. So as you know, or some of you may not know, we received a park grant for the cost of $496,650 towards the playground, which left us, the town, needing to put in the municipal share of about $212,850,000. We still have the amount of $5,090 left from donations.
What was that?
I'm sorry?
How much was that again?
$5,090 from donations.
Yep.
So the amount that we would be looking to borrow, or the new amount that we would need to put forward towards the playground, would be $207,760,000.
And the grant's already been awarded?
Yes.
Signed?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Canoia at all?
Well, the grant, my understanding is we have to front $700,000.
Correct.
Correct.
So that's a bond issue? Or is it cash?
So we would request to borrow the money, and as we spent it, it would be reimbursable under this grant.
Once we...
As we spend it, we can put in for reimbursement, and it's reimbursed that way. And the balance that Jen mentioned, $207,760. There's some fundraising opportunities, some naming opportunities for some of the equipment to help offset those costs as well. And also, if we borrow the money, it's spread over a certain amount of years to make it a easier bite to swallow.
Interest.
With interest.
Mr. Chair, question? Go ahead, George.
Is there a warranty with this thing, or if something goes wrong, how does, any idea?
I apologize. I've only had the plans, the completed plans, for a little while. It's only come over to the Recreation Commission. I honestly don't know that.
All the equipment does come with a warranty.
I would, yeah, thank you. I'll make sure I know exactly how.
Just curious.
I don't know how long, but I'll find out.
Jen, is built into this price, does that include any kind of contingency amounts?
Such as, so, no, like, I'm not,
You mean the overall price?
Well, you get 709.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a 10% contingency
Built into the 709?
built into that.
Correct.
If we don't hit it, we'd be reducing
So
it
it
by
would be that
10%.
much less.
It'd be about 70 grand less.
200.
Okay, all right. Anybody have any questions on this?
I mean, I just think it's pretty big for a small percentage of the taxpayers.
Right.
People are concerned the Brandon Road Bridge is not there and overrides, so. It just seems like it went from replacing what we had to a really big addition.
Yep. Do you wanna
Yeah.
answer?
Unfortunately, even replacing the rubberized mats, the quotes that we got were in the $170,000 range. So, and that rubberized mat needs to be replaced out there. So you're right, it is, when we got those quotes, I couldn't believe it, but it kind of, at this point, makes more sense to redo the entire thing with 70% grant funding, so the taxpayers wouldn't be hit with that, and then we would try to offset that balance with fundraising opportunities and that sort of thing. The original cost was in the $380 range, and that was just straight up replacement of equipment in the existing spot. So the amount the town would be on the hook for after the grant was exhausted is still less than the original amount contemplated just to pay out of the budget for it.
John, does that also include dismantling and removal of all that?
Yes.
Over there, so
This is soup to nuts.
soup to nuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody have any question on, the equipment itself?
Thank you. For review, for confirmation for everybody, we had someone come in, the town had someone come in, invitation of the Board of Selectmen. Did you want to go through that? This was not someone's personal idea. Ideas were solicited, correct?
Is correct.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This
Yes.
is not just something that I made up.
Right.
Right.
This wasn't the best margin item for them to put forward. This is, and the gentleman's name escapes me.
Michael Radner?
Radner.
Michael Radner. He's the one that did the design for the Tercentennial Park or conceptual ideas for it. So this is a known entity bringing forth what was asked for, and this was one of the selectmen nights. The place was packed, so it was a great deal of engagement. So this is what they wanted, or the representative group. I'm thinking there's not too much differentiation with 5-year-olds, but.
We had that public outreach session at the Board of Selectmen's meeting where the kids and the parents came in and looked at the cost and the equipment involved and kind of gamed out what they wanted to see happen there. So Michael Radner took that information and produced this design, and that's what we were successful in getting the grant based on that design and on that input. Just for the Capital Improvement Committee's awareness, we have an article on the warrant for October which needs to pass in order to make this happen. That's the borrowing article.
Any other questions for John?
This is for everybody around towns to use too, not just Dudley residents, or?
Correct.
Is correct.
In John, in all these items, so that your contingency's built into each individual price, or is there a contingency line?
I think he had it as a separate line item, 10% contingency.
Is it? See it?
I see the construction contingency.
Which item is it?
It's just below the grand total construction. It's $30,000 for the construction contingency. Obviously, the entire price includes the price of equipment, which the contingency wouldn't be based on.
Okay. Any other questions on this? Okay. Well, thank you, Jen.
Thank you very much for your
Appreciate
time.
it. All right, since there's no other questions, gonna need to entertain a motion to add this to the capital plan for new park in the amount of $709,500. Want a motion on this?
I'm ex officio.
What's that?
I'm ex officio, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Doug, you want me?
Move to make a motion to pass it along.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on it? John, anything? No.
So, for everybody's benefit, this is one of those things that the compliance officer, otherwise known as bond counsel, is
You want the
looking
motion a
for.
little cleaner? Okay.
It's being added to the capital plan. The capital plan is then submitted to the Board of Selectmen, and everything is nicely memorialized in minutes so that the compliance officer connects all of the dots as easy as possible.
I just
Is it a
gave Mike,
motion that you want?
no, I just gave Mike a copy of a memo to go to the Board of Selectmen that actually records the vote taken, how many yes, how many no. And then tonight, when you present at the Board of Selectmen's meeting for approval, we'll have that.
Right, so this
And
is-
that'll-
Your line item here is seek to borrow, so this is finance. Right, so it's not capital.
Well, that's just the source of funding.
Right,
That would
We'll do that
be
for
included
finance.
on the capital improvement plan on the spreadsheet.
source of funding.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna need a motion to approve. You want 704 or 410? What do you want the actual amount?
The amount that's on there is the correct amount. It's the same as in the article. to borrow.
On this one, 704,
Memo.
500.
704, 410?
Correct.
So we need a motion to approve the park to be added to the capital plan in the amount of 704, 410. And we asking for?
Correct. Yes.
It's coming out, he's at compliance?
Oh, it's great.
All right, so you wanna try?
I'm not lobbying for anything.
All right,
We
yeah,
just,
just-
if it's this group's intent to put it on there,
It's tough to- It's always
absolutely.
tough to formulate how you
So-
want the motion.
So, moving to make a motion to make the amount for 704, 410
Added to the capital
added to the capital improvement
for FY '25.
for FY '25.
Second.
Good? Olivia, you got that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any discussion whatsoever on this?
We'll send it back to them for that.
All right. All right. Seeing no other questions, call a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, with one nay.
3-1.
3-1, yep. All right. Now, we'll go to the next one, which is the Eagle Drive water line. All right, Mr. Administrator, you want to talk a little bit about this?
So there's an ongoing mitigation expense. I'm sure everyone's aware of it, but there's an ongoing mitigation expense in the Eagle Drive neighborhood that's being shared between the town of Dudley and Gentex for PFAS issues that have been found in the private wells. It's attributed to, according to DEP, the town has been found as a responsible party from leaching from the capped landfill, and Gentex has also been found as a responsible party from their operation. So, as we've done in the past, the permanent solution to this is to put a water line. That's not going to happen this year, but we do need to engineer it out and scope it out, and we do need to continue paying for the mitigation costs in that neighborhood. which far exceeds our ability to do that from within our budget. We currently have a $600,000 grant pending. I have it on pretty good authority that we're probably going to be awarded that $600,000 grant to help offset this cost of borrowing. And the balance of that amount is to pay for ongoing testing and mitigation costs, the filtration system in that neighborhood. The bulk of the $600,000 will be to get us to the point where it's scoped and designed. All the access permits have been negotiated out. And the next step would be to propose construction in that neighborhood, but we need the $600,000 in that grant to get us there. So in order to move forward with this project, we're proposing to borrow the money. $600,000 of it would be reimbursable by the grant. And the plan now is to, by FY26, have a complete plan together to place a water line down in that neighborhood, which will also include tie-ins to those homes and disabling the private wells. But each individual person on that road has to agree to the tie-in in order to make that happen. So there's a lot of work that has to happen at the front end. And so the entire cost between the mitigation expenses, the filtration systems, the ongoing testing and reporting, the LSP services, the scope and design from tie-in bond engineers is $926,000 we would seek to borrow for that.
All this is gonna be done in fiscal year 2025?
Yes.
And how sure are you regarding the $600,000 grant?
As sure as I can be. Without somebody saying, give me an official notification, I'm pretty sure.
So John, do we have breakdowns for all of this stuff that add up to 926? I mean, I see LSP services, 2 different amounts.
So if you look on page 2 of the email chain,
Yep.
the LSP services from Weston and Sampson between July 1st and October 31st of this year is $66,000. It's ongoing as we speak. November 1st to June 30th is another 91. The landfill monitoring, which is required as part of that immediate response action, is $30,000 from July to October, and $66,500 November to June. These, when we get the water line into that neighborhood, these things go away.
Right. But this is ongoing for this year.
This is ongoing.
So,
This is ongoing forever until we can.
so what else are we spending on through June 30th? What's the other additional amounts?
The cost of maintaining the poet systems, removing the hazardous waste that comes with the radon collection and that sort of thing, providing water to the residents, bottled water to the residents. That
Do you have a breakdown of those costs?
all I have are the estimates of those costs.
For those? Okay. So overall,
This includes the town share of it. We're splitting the cost with Gentex as well.
so you anticipate spending for 2025, 926?
926.
Would you be able to provide us with the balance of the items? In other words, the LSP services, the landfill monitoring, fine, we got those, but the rest of it, will you be able to provide us a breakdown? Does that make sense, me asking
We
that?
should be pretty close with what's listed on page 2. To the full amount.
What else is, am I missing something else here?
It's about 247 on page 2, right?
Right, well, that's
600.
it's a far cry from 926.
Yeah, and actually, I might be able to get that right now.
So we're paying $254 a year now, right, $254,000.
Looks like 926.
Talking about the poet system.
Oh, okay, but we're also paying these, right? And then on top of that, power system
Maintain.
and the water.
Yeah, maintaining water, this is, yeah.
Water to them right now. till
Yep.
this comes to fruition.
Rich, any comments on this? I mean, obviously, this is big, you're gonna be the finance man here.
I expect more to come.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not, this is an obligation, maybe for everyone's edification. You start at the very beginning. One of two parties found responsible, and this needs to happen. There would be an issue if it didn't, correct? Or at least that's my understanding on it. It's not forcing this group to go onto town water. There's an issue with the wells, so it's addressing it, and I think it's coming in front here so that there's some formalized debt service instead of paying for everything in cash. Because at one point you're going to need to do
That's the
bigger-
thing, we don't have the cash to do any of
a
this.
bigger, it's a bigger picture item, so you would want to do that.
Well, I'll wait for John to get the breakdown, I just wanted to see the breakdown of the rest of the items on there.
Yeah, there's always gonna be variables that we're not gonna know.
Oh, yeah, it's just, these are impossible to kind of get, accurate, but you gotta do the best you can, you know? Anybody have any other questions for me or anything, or?
I'm familiar with the whole thing. so,
Yeah. Anybody have any questions for George?
Well,
Are you digging the trench or?
This is the further breakdown of this stuff.
Okay.
The total amount was based on, the balance of that would be based on equipment costs and stuff. I don't have that breakdown, but that's like cartridges and filters and that sort of thing.
All right, there's some more in here. Might want to take a look. Look at it. Do you remember what we had? Again, I don't have the sheet in front of me, so I don't know what we estimated for this.
297 was the last borrow.
Last one, right?
Sound right, Rich?
That's what we had in our capital plan, was 297, so we're gonna amend it. All right. Does anybody have any questions for John? Want to look at that a little bit? Any questions? George, anything?
No.
No? No questions? Doug?
No.
Okay, no, it's gonna be done. So, we're gonna need we're gonna need a motion to update the capital plan, adding the cost of these items for $926,000 added to the capital plan. Anybody make a motion on that?
Guess I'll make a motion.
I knew you were jumping for
Yeah.
that one.
To add this to the capital plan, the water main extension project for $926,000. I don't know if that's enough.
Rich, good?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a second. Any more discussion on adding the water main? All right, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right,
4-0?
4-0, yep. All right, does anybody want to add anything else before we adjourn? Any new business or anything?
Well, at our next meeting, hopefully, well, I didn't bring it to this one. The entire water line construction plan will be added to it, but that would be more of an FY '26 situation.
You mean-
but it's going to be added to the capital plan. I'm going to ask to have it added to the
Okay,
capital.
yeah, all right. So the only other thing is just, if Olivia, if you could get everybody a copy of that capital plan, so if there's any questions on it, so you guys can take a look at it. I think we did a pretty, I do want to say thank you for putting that all together. It was a lot of work. So,
Oh, yeah.
it's very comprehensive now. I mean, we've kind of gone a long way here as far as capital improvement committee. We've got a lot of stuff kind of anticipated in there, so happy that Olivia was able to put that together for us. Any other questions at all? All right. All right, if somebody wants a motion to adjourn, will you adjourn? All right. All in favor? Aye. All right.